Because of a foot injury sustained by Isaiah Williams. He is not in the lineup and not available tonight. So Calvin Amayo gets the start, his first start since December 20th. Meanwhile, for Niagara, Myers, Davis, Scott, Harris, and the aforementioned Ramon Snowden. And we are set for basketball. Trim and the Gales in their road maroon with gold lettering and white trim. Harris jumping center against David Lowry, and it's Iona with the basketball first. And with the ball is Calvin Amayo, the junior from Newark, New Jersey, who was in the starting lineup earlier this year, but because of the injury to Williams, getting an opportunity to get the start here tonight.
And Doug, what we're looking for against Iona, Niagara must defend the three-point line. Iona, one of the best three-point shooting teams in the country at 43%.
Here's David Lowry, the crafty big for the Gales, has the first 2 points.
We talked about it at the tip. Iona, two guys that average over 20 points per game. That's awfully difficult to scout and also play against when you have two guys that can score.
English is first in the league at 20.8. Lowry at 20.3 is number 2, both among the top 15 in the country. Harris lost it, but Niagara will keep possession. Well, these two teams have been league rivals in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference since 1989-90. And during that time, the Gales, not surprisingly, lead the overall series. Iona is the winningest team in this league's history, which dates back to the early 1980s. Snowden, tough shot. Lowry clears the miss. And Lowry, while being number 2 in the league in scoring, he's also number 2 in rebounds. Trailing that man in scoring, and you can see the deep range for Mr. English.
Well, there are several NBA scouts in this arena tonight, and he showed off the NBA range right there. A.J. English across half court, letting it fly, showing off the range.
Finger roll by Myers off the rim. Cedric Casimir, freshman point guard, back out to Lowry. That's one part of his game he's expanded this year, but he still is most comfortable operating in the lane.
Well, he's extended his range, but that's where I think he's most effective, going to the hole and crashing the offensive glass. And right now, if you're Niagara, you've got to pick up the energy. This is not the start they were looking for.
2 minutes in, Snowden able to get Niagara on the board. Casimir, first to speed off the window, no. Deron Davis to the foul line and pulls it back out to Snowden. Couldn't make it 2 in a row. Another rebound for Lowry. Nice look to Ryden Hines. The Alaskan is on the board. Young man from Anchorage, Alaska, came all the way to New Rochelle, New York to play his college basketball.
Doug, another area we're going to be watching, turnovers and transition defense. As we see twice now, Iona's able to get out and get uncontested layups.
And 3 different guys have gone to 30 or more, including Casimir. The Iona freshman record 40 points, which came in a brilliant performance against Delaware State. Now, the only Iona starter not to have scored so far here tonight, Mr. Amayo. Wesley Myers misses on the turnaround. For Eagles basketball.
Doug, early, Niagara's getting some good looks. And speaking with the coaching staff, they're a young team. We're going to talk about how they've lost a lot of players last year, but they're a young team. They're getting some good looks. I think it's a matter of time of getting a little bit more experience, and some of those shots need to not go down for them to get their confidence going.
Davis challenges Lowry, and he finishes. Richard freshman from Philadelphia makes it 11-5 Iona, and in the blink of an eye, it's 14-5.
Against Iona, make or miss, there is no time to celebrate a bucket. They will get out in transition off of a make or miss. Transition D by Niagara must be better.
Casimir, 7th leading scorer in the league at over 14 per game. There's Amayo, so now all 5 starting Gales are in the scoring column. Got to make the Gales pay for their pressure, and they do that time.
And that's nice ball movement by Niagara, but now you're going to take a look at Iona, and this is just good transition offense. This is off of a make. Guys are not sprinting back. The ball doesn't touch the ground, passing, and then a wide open three. And that's when I talked about how unselfish Iona is with the basketball. That's textbook fast break offense.
Yeah, that took 5 seconds for them to get it out of the net and score 3 at the other end. Here they come again, Amayo. Nice defense by Snowden. Gales keep it, shot clock down to 24. Lowry one-on-one. He loves to use the window, a little too strong that time. Pass to Snowden, nice catch. But it's another takeaway for the Gales. English trying to go one-on-one. Reed takes away the rebound. Half the players stopped. Here come the Purple Eagles the other way. And that shot hit the bottom of the shot clock. And so it'll be Iona basketball when we return.
Everybody's giving it up. Excellent job by Iona.
Well, when the leading scorer in the conference, A.J. English, is also number 2 in the conference in assists per game, that's good formula. He averages 5.6 assists per game, trailing only Marquise Wright of Siena. Ibn Muhammad has checked in for the first time for the Gales. Dublin also off the Gales bench. He just turned the basketball over. And with the basketball for Niagara, Emil Blackman, 6'4" forward. Lowry clears the miss from Reed. Not the first time we've seen the big fella look to go coast to coast, unable to finish that time. Another near turnover. Instead, Wesley Myers able to finish with a finger roll.
Nice move that time by Myers in the lane, shifting his body, and that's a nice finish at the rim.
Now, the sophomore from Brooklyn has reached double figures in 9 of Niagara's last 10 games. Those were his first 2 points tonight. Screen against Iona. And it goes against David Lowry. Well, no matter how you slice it, David Lowry has been one of the great success stories in recent MAC history as he takes a seat, the senior from East Orange, New Jersey. He originally signed with Western Kentucky, then gave a verbal to UMass, and wound up really having a long journey to find his way to New Rochelle. But over the last 3 years, he has transformed himself, both on the court and off, into being the preseason conference player of the year. And he's played like it so far this year as Reed scores for Niagara. Nice finish on the reverse by Dublin. Snowden splits the double team and lays it in. 5 early points for the sophomore from Virginia Beach. English pulls out and connects.
And that's twice now. Blackman has been backing up. English has already shown that he's got NBA range. He's shooting close to over 40% from the three-point line. You can't give him airspace. You've got to crowd him, force him to try to drive the ball. But if you give him airspace, he's going to make you pay every time.
A carry called against Myers. So another turnover for Niagara gives it back to Iona.
And you have no time whatsoever to celebrate, make or miss. I mean, they race the ball up the court, and they do a great job of using the pass. A lot of times teams, when they run a fast break, you got one guy trying to dribble the ball up. Iona does a nice job throwing the ball up the court, and guys are very unselfish, as I talked about.
English, 16-footer off the front rim. And the Purple Eagles doing a terrific job hanging in there. Emil Blackman Sophomore from Dix Hills, New York. But just like that, the Gales back the other way. English keeps it on the screen and roll, and he's called for the charge.
And that's one of the few poor decisions we've seen early from Iona. I felt Blackman had a kick out to the wing on that last play. And right here, you're in the lane, you draw so much attention. He had a player out on the wing. That's when he's got to give up.
That's his first personal and the third against Iona. Nearly 8 minutes in, Niagara has yet to be called for a foul. Lowry's out of the ball game. Cedric Casimir back in. So a 3-guard look for Iona. Blocking foul against DeMaio, who can't believe it.
Back to what Coach Casey said after the open. He said he wanted his guys to be aggressive, force the action, don't settle for threes. I felt at times they've done a nice job running their offense. Blackman and company, they've been able to get into the lane and get some high percentage shots. I think the big question mark for him as this game goes on is his transition defense, make or miss. They got to transition back on D and try to slow down Iona.
We saw Snowden limp his way to the bench, and a member of the Niagara training staff making sure he's okay. Looks like he heard what he needed to hear. Anders Sku Hansen into the game for the Purple Eagles. Takeaway by Dublin. And then English, just 3 seconds into the shot clock, lays it in.
Yeah, and that's just a poor entry pass that time by Niagara. He's got to take a better angle to try to enter that ball into the post. Results a turnover, and again, Iona racing up the court, using very little time in scoring.
Muhammad. Here comes English with Blackman to beat, and Blackman fouls the Mac's leading scorer to avoid an easy 2. Niagara University has a Gallagher Center. And the Gallagher Center was built in 1949, so it was a fresh new building when they all played here. And now it bears their names. And I don't think a lot of people around the country realize that Niagara has been that sort of cradle for those coaches.
Hubie Brown and that group in general as well. They're the best, but I love listening to Hubie Brown still to this day. Call games, so much basketball now. It's been around for, seems like forever. And what an unbelievable honor to have those guys back in this building. Just speaking with Coach Casey about it, he himself as well too, was just in awe and really appreciative of how supportive these guys have been over the of the program.
Stu misses the 3 and over that foul. Also, tonight's game is part of My Home Court, our week-long celebration of the great college basketball arenas around the country. And coming up later in the broadcast, we will share with you what that night was like when Frank and Barbara Layden were back here in the building and celebrating with all of the great Purple Eagles. And what was a celebration for this program? Right now, Niagara down by 9 to the first place Iona Gales. Iona, the preseason favorites in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. They lead the nation in points per game at over 84 a night. There's the most lethal combination, English to Lowry.
Yeah, and that time Niagara get heads on the ball screen, really kind of gave ground. You can't do that with A.J. English. Too good of a passer. And again, they made him pay for a breakdown on defense.
3 fouled by Dublin.
And right here, look, no heads on the ball screen, but A.J. English get way too deep into the lane. No help. And that's just too easy for Iona.
And so Dominique Reed at the line.
Well, these are guys still trying to regain his form after tearing an ACL. And, you know, he's had a couple of nice moves early in this game when they gave him an opportunity in the post. He was able to do some damage. I think that's another matchup. They might try to go back down low. Don't settle for jumpers. Try to get the ball down low. Let Reed go to work.
We saw Daedra Dixon has come in for the Purple Eagles.
Came out, hedged hard on the ball screen. Better job slowing Iona and English down.
Muhammad back out to Lowry. From 18, he swishes it home. 8 points for the senior out of East Orange, New Jersey.
That's why he averages close to 21 points per game. Put a smaller guy on him, or take him in the post. Put a bigger guy on him, he'll back him down, and then he has the ability to knock down outside jumpers.
Just past the midpoint of the first half here at Niagara University. It's our first Friday night of MAC basketball here on ESPNU. Blackman with a brick. Here comes Iona. English's pass deflected. And Muhammad will pull it out for the moment. Lowry. Fouled by Reed. Saturday on ESPNU, the board-crashing Bears face a tough road test against the Wildcats. It's number 22 Baylor against Kansas State. Saturday at 3 here on ESPNU.
As you look at kind of big picture, Big 12 to me, top to bottom is the best college conference in college basketball. With 7 teams in the top 25. No other conference can say that. And then you look at what TCU has done early on. I think I got to go with the Big 12 as the best conference right now in college basketball.
Will Iowa State, will West Virginia, will somebody knock the Jayhawks off their throne this year?
Well, it's awfully tough. I like Iowa State. Had a chance to see West Virginia the other night as well, too. Bob Huggins. They are one of the best defensive clubs in college basketball. So I think there is a loss in the future in that conference for Kansas.
Niagara with the basketball, down 11. Davis trying to find Snowden on the post. Dixon instead goes to the corner. Blocking foul. And it'll send Blackman to the foul line.
And I like what Niagara has done. When they have not settled for jump shots and tried to drive the ball to the hole and be aggressive, good things have happened. They've either been able to get some scoring opportunities around the basket or go to the free throw line.
Malcolm, that's the first foul on Casimir, the 7th against Iona. But it was in the act of shooting, so Emil Blackman, sophomore from Dix Hills, New York, which is on Long Island. He's out of Half Hollow Hills West. The opposing coach tonight knows all about that part of the country. Tim Cluse is from Long Island and has been part of the first family of Long Island. He and his brothers all played at St. John's. Coach Cluse also played a year at Hofstra, but he is a Long Island native through and through.
Blackman also the nephew of Mark Jackson. Good bloodline there. And
there, over the years, been a lot of connections between Niagara University and St. John's. They've had a long-running rivalry. They've played many, many times over the years. Lowry with a jumper. Dixon pulls it away, but then taken away by Amaya. Unable to throw it down was Amaya. It's 4-on-4. Davis picked up his dribble, needs help. Bodies fly in the lane as Scott drives to the bucket, and he gets it to go. A little easier that time for Amaya.
And just when you want to celebrate, Niagara has a really nice move to the bucket. Doug, I don't think they took more than 4 seconds to score the basketball on that last possession.
Snowden, no. Lowry with another rebound. Vangelis Bevis, freshman from Athens, Greece, off the mark on his first attempt. Blackman strong to the rim, but lost it. Amaya lost it. And so Blackman has it for Niagara. A frenetic sequence on both ends, and it's another Niagara turnover. Calvin Amaya.
Some success at LIU, so doing battle at the next level.
Casey in his second year at Niagara, Cluse in his 5th. And Palouse has twice taken this team to the NCAA tournament. Gales turn it over. Blackman's pass knocked away by Bevis, but Davis recovers. Ball brings out. And that's the 5th rebound tonight for Mr. Lowry. Big size advantage for Lowry. That's too easy.
And that's why he is a matchup nightmare. That time he had a smaller player on him, backs him right down in the post. Niagara does not double team, just too easy.
Lowry's got 10 points. English has 9. 6:10 remaining first half. Here comes English again, followed by Davis.
And Doug, you have two players that can score over 20 points a game right here. He was getting hot from the outside. Now he realizes he has a mismatch advantage, and that's the thing that I think also makes him special. Identifying how teams are playing him. Early on, they had a big on him. He was using his perimeter jump shot.
That's his third 25-footer, and not one has touched anything but net.
I talked about it. There's several NBA scouts here, and he is putting on a show, showing off the range, doing it all early on for Iona.
The San Antonio Spurs have already been in to see him 3 times in person, and it's been high-level scouts. A general manager has come to see A.J. English in person. That's Tim Connolly from the Denver Nuggets. So clearly, A.J. English, the 6'4" junior from Wilmington, Delaware, is on the NBA's radar.
Absolutely, and you look at the range right there. That did not even come close to touching the rim. And, you know, he's under control. That's the thing I like about his game. He doesn't force shots. You said it earlier. He's a guy also that has a high assist number. So he's a guy that can score, knows when to score, but he's also willing to give it up. And that's a special player right there.
And he's a young man who did not receive a single Division I scholarship offer out of high school except for Iona College. His dad played in the NBA. His dad, A.J., played a couple of years with the Washington Bullets. You would think he might project in somebody's eyes, but Iona was the one school that identified English, and he has grown and blossomed, coming back from a wrist injury a couple of years ago into being potentially the player of the year in the conference.
Well, for me, he's one of the best players, not just in this conference, but in the country. 21 points per game. You look at his numbers. A lot of times, Doug, I talked about it. Guys shoot a low percentage when they score a lot of points. His numbers are excellent. 42% from the three-point line, close to 50 from the floor, and he's also a good free throw shooter, close to 80%.
Malcolm, you know what it's like when you've got multiple options on the offensive end. The defense can't key on anyone in particular. So even without Isaiah Williams, their third leading scorer, because of an injury tonight, you've still got plenty of ways to spread the floor and make the defense work. There's one of them, English, the guy who's draining 25-footers right to the rim. 14 points now. Lowry pulls it down. This is the largest lead tonight at 15. Just over 5 minutes to go in the half. Iona basketball. Well, for his class, there is none better. A.J. English had nearly 21 points per game. And that number overall is 6th best in the country. The man he's chasing, Tyler Harvey of Eastern Washington, averaging 23.4 per game.
Doug, he reminds me a little of Reggie Jackson, guy I covered a lot out of Boston College, now playing for Oklahoma City. And really not a one, but he's capable of playing the point guard position. He's got good size, great athlete, and then he has that ability to knock down perimeter jumpers. He's got a good chance to play for a very long time at the next level.
And, you know, Iona has produced its share of NBA players over the years, most notably Jeff Ruland, who was an all-star, and most recently, point guard Scott Machado.
Doug, the one weakness with Lowry, if there is one, is his free throw shooting. Right now, he's 65% from the free throw line. And speaking with Coach Lewis about it, he said, look, at times you know, that's something that he struggled with, being aggressive. He takes a lot of free throws. He's taken the most on the team. Came into this game almost 125 free throws. And that's a number that's going to have to go up. In particular, at the end of post games, teams may start putting him on the free throw line.
Although, Malcolm, you and I'll remember from last year, he was really struggling with that and with his confidence from the line. And while he has room to grow for sure, he is light years better now than he was a year ago. Wesley Myers, no. The stick back is good by James Suber, freshman from Philly, now with 4 points. Amayo left his feet, had it knocked out of bounds. The officials have yet to make a signal as to whose ball it is.
Nice job that time. Niagara getting back on defense, and
we saw clearly it hit Amayo's head, but the officials missed it, and so the Gales will have it. English even deeper. This time a little short.
He was right in front of us, that almost at half court, and looked pretty good as it left his hand. A little short.
Blackman can't get the roll. Lowry makes sure it's one and done again for Niagara. The open look. Myers dribbles up behind his back. Davis. Line drive 3. Casimir to Lowry. Easy as that.
Doug, what's happening right now with Niagara, they're shooting early in the shot clock, and we talked about Iona, how fast they get up and down the court. I'd like to see Iona slow down a little bit, make Iona work a little bit on defense, and then try to drive the ball to the hole. I think they're settling for jumpers way too much.
That one goes through for Davis. And Tim Cluse from the Iona bench is incensed. Wraparound pass. Suber's been a nice spark off the bench. Dublin comes over and sets the screen. Possession when we come back. English gets a hand from the enemy, but the Gales are up by 11.
Dicey in the second half, myself trying to check Grant Hill, so it was a little different making a transition from high school into college in your second game down there at Duke.
What's that like when you're a youngster coming from Boston College going into Cameron Indoor?
You know, it was obviously humbling. You know, in high school, my senior year, I had not lost a game, 24-0, won a state championship, and then your second college game, you go down and you're playing at Duke. Like we're seeing a nice move by Niagara, but yeah, it's humbling, and I think that's what's going on right now with this Niagara team. They're a very young team. They have some talent, but it's just a matter of them adjusting to the college game.
Coming out of the timeout, Snowden had the layup. Niagara trying to chip away and get closer before halftime. That's the way to do it. 5 unanswered points out of the break. The 3 from Blackman. Back to a 6-point ball game. There you see 10 unanswered points for the Purple Eagles. Lowry misses on the putback. Working on Myers. Myers cannot believe it. Thought he blocked it cleanly.
And I thought that was pretty good defense by Myers. I felt on that play right there, English was the one that initiated the contact. That time he jumped right into him, and I felt Myers had pretty good position. Referees thought otherwise. I thought Myers, though, did a nice job sliding his feet against English.
You mentioned how you got matched up against Grant Hill as a freshman. In this matchup, what is that like when you know you are facing a guy of the ilk of A.J. English?
Well, it's tough. It's humbling. And I think the biggest transition, you talk about the jump from really freshman, sophomore year, sophomore, junior, it's strength, quickness, and understanding the game. And I think that's something that will come with experience and also offseason, these guys getting into the weight room. But English is shifty with the basketball. As you can see, timeout right here. So
Purple Eagles use the time. Myers and Davis in the backcourt along with Blackman, Snowden.
Iona right now sitting in looks like a 3-2 matchup zone, and now they're going back to kind of a matchup man-to-man.
And to shoot. There goes Karan Davis, the redshirt freshman from Philadelphia, out of Friends High School, now with 1 to shoot. He got it off in time, but that leaves Iona plenty of time with 3 seconds, 2. And with 2 on the clock, Iona will have it underneath.
Doug, that's what I talked about. If they lock you down, they make it awfully difficult for you to score.
2 seconds. Amayo doesn't get it off. Well, nice job by...
Unselfish with the ball. You can see why they average close to 84 points per game. Everybody willing to give the ball up. 17
made field goals so far for Iona. 12 assists on those 17 baskets. Pretty good. Good start to the half by Dominique Reed. He gets the start ahead of Rayvon Harris, who started the ball game but committed 3 quick turnovers and was pulled from the game, and we've not seen him since. Offensive foul.
That's again Niagara getting after it on defense. But I like this offense right here, Niagara. When they've gone down low to Reed, he's been able to use his size and use the left hand and finish. And then back on the defensive end, that's how you continue to battle. Niagara doing a nice job getting after it on the defensive end.
Yeah, Reed, the freshman from South Jersey, has 6 points and has made it a 5-point ball game. There he goes again, and he'll head to the line after Lowry picks up the personal. That's his 2nd foul.
And you can tell Niagara has settled into their offense. They're making it easy for themselves. I talked about not settling for jumpers. That time they went back down low into Reed. He made a nice aggressive move, and now he's at the free throw line for 2 free throws.
Niagara has 2 good conference wins already this year. At St. Peter's back in November, they beat Peacock 61-59. And then they beat the defending tournament champs, Manhattan, on January 2nd, here in this building, 73-61, for their 3rd conference win of the season. This is the closest the ball game has been since 7-3. Just 2 minutes in. English providing Hines. Now, we don't see any double team come there. Lowry's able to pretty much go one-on-one every time. Why don't we see a double team there?
Because they shoot over 43% from the three-point line, and that's the problem when you play Iona. They shoot the ball so well from the perimeter, so if you go in double, I talked about their unselfish play, they'll kick it back out and they'll get wide-open looks.
Scott. Good looking lefty stroke for the 6'4" freshman out of Law and Tech High School in Brooklyn. In that win over Manhattan I was just speaking about, Scott exploded for 23 points, and in part earned him Rookie of the Week honors in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. But at the other end, he picks up his first personal.
He got a nice looking stroke. That time came off under control, squared his body. Nice little mid-range jumper.
Able to steal the outlet. Scott was not running where Reed thought he was going. That's a big mistake for the Purple Eagles.
Speaking with Coach Casey this morning, he said that's the thing that really has hurt this club. They go in spurts where they play well, and then just like that, they turn the ball over, which leads to easy buckets for the opposition.
Well, this is the 5th youngest team in the entire country. Myers, sophomore, with another finger roll. Lowry fouled by Reed. And one of the reasons why Chris Casey has such a young roster is because 5 players, you see 4 of them there, transferred out when Joe Mihalik left this job and took the Hofstra job. And there's a lot of talent on that page right there, Malcolm.
Yeah, and anytime you lose that type of, I mean, you look at those numbers right there. You know, Coach Casey and them, they have some young talent, so he likes what he has with this team right here, but there's no question about it. He lost an awful lot of offense when all 4 of those guys left the program.
And our page wasn't big enough to show you Joe Thomas, the 5th guy I referenced. He's at the University of Miami, contributing to a very good Hurricanes team.
Now, last I checked, they knocked somebody off the other day. So.
That they did.
Jim Larinaga doing a nice job with that Miami Hurricanes program.
Whenever you have a coaching change, you run the risk of losing players off your roster, and Niagara is still trying to recover from having lost so much talent.
Doug, I like what I've seen. They continue to battle, and that's why the coaching staff, along with assistant coach Mark Ridgick as well, a guy I played high school ball with, they really like how these guys have continued to compete, and they're going to continue to get better. They have some talent.
Lowry now leads all scorers with 17. Reed blocked by English. He just keeps working. Dominique Reed now with 9. Myers the steal. Here comes Niagara. Snowden on the reverse. And we've got ourselves a ball game.
We talked about Iona's fast break offense in that first half. That was a beautiful job that time by Niagara. Off of the turnover, unselfish with the ball in transition.
Scott with the bump before the pass.
And this is just unselfish basketball right here. And that's what you want to see from your young team if you're Coach Casey. In transition, everybody involved on that play, and led to a uncontested layup.
Good balance for Niagara. They come in with 3 players averaging between 10 and 11 points per game, and that's kind of how it's playing out. Snowden's got 9, Reed has 9, Blackman 6, and Suber 6 coming off the bench. Niagara ball. So now if you're Iona, the longer you allow a team like Niagara to hang around, the more emboldened the Purple Eagles get to think, hey, we can win this game.
You can't discount the fact that Isaiah Williams is not on the court for Iona, and that's a big loss for them.
English spotting up. Nothing but net.
But they still have that man right there, A.J. English. For me, he is one of the best guards, like I said, not just in the MAC, but in the country. He's 7th in scoring, close to 21 points per game in college basketball. He does it all, can shoot in range, can get to the basket, and phenomenal talent.
Good hustle by Hines to force the turnover. Lowry at the other end has a chance for 3. So just like that, in the blink of an eye, 5 quick points, and the Gales feel like they're back in control.
I know that's not giving you a definitive answer, but I think that's the issue you have with a young team in spurts. They have shown they've always played hard, so I give them a check for that. I think going at them, that's where they've been spotty. He talked about 21 free throws. That was the number he wanted to get to. Right now, they only have 9 in the game. I think they need to continue to try to be aggressive, driving the ball to the hole.
Hines commits his 2nd personal, 3rd against the Gales here at number 2.
And that goes back to checking off what Coach Casey wanted them to do. Go at them. Snowden, that time, did not settle for a jumper. He forced the action, under control, got the ball to the basket. And the result, you get to the free throw line. And that's what you want to do. Identify what's working for you. Try to dump the ball down low for Reed. Penetrate, kick out. Those are good threes. don't shoot it so early in the shot clock and then continue to be aggressive. Niagara has done that in this second half, and that is the reason why they are in this game.
Spins away from the second defender. Hines on the offensive glass. Back to Lowry. He waits for English to come get the basketball so the Gales can reset. Lowry with his 12th rebound and now 21 points. Blackman for three. Muhammad the rebound. Here comes Iona behind the back pass. Casimir off the hesitation right to the rim. No. Blackman, terrific look. Super continues to be super off the bench.
Good patience again by Niagara. When they drive the ball, they try to get high percentage shots. Well, they've been awfully good on offense tonight.
Super came into this game, freshman from Philadelphia, averaging 0.8 points per game. He's already got 8 tonight. English, the rainbow three is strong. Snowden gets knocked over by his own teammate Super. He's fortunate he let the basketball go.
Again, I talked about spurts. Niagara, they were scoring when they were driving the ball to the hole. That time they settled for a contested three.
Hines lost it on the way out, recovered, and then hits the jump shot. Awkward looking play. Folks here in the building thought it's got to be a travel or something, but it wasn't.
It's one of those where it's something. The referees let him play on, and right now you see Iona drop back into a 2-3 matchup zone.
Davis misses the three, and a rebounding foul.
All right, here we're going to take a look at it.
If his feet don't move, he can throw it up in the air like that, right?
Yeah, and it looks so awkward right there from that angle. It looked like it's just a...
His feet didn't move, so he can do that.
The problem is you just don't see that often, so it looks weird. It's like, oh, it's got to be something. It's just not a natural basketball move. Certainly that's not something you can practice.
No, I don't think it was done by design, but it was effective. Myers along the baseline. The reverse is good.
If I'm Coach Casey right now, I'm telling my guys, nobody shoot a three unless the shot clock's at 1 and you're beyond the arc.
Lowry shoots a three. That's the one part of his game this year we have seen more of. For his first couple of years at Iona, he had made only 1 3-point shot. Quick answer by Blackman. English wants Lowry to slip the screen. Instead, they come the other way to Dublin and reset on the right side. Nice defense by Davis on the lazy pass by Lowry. Gales will have it with 10 to shoot on the sideline.
And you can see how this game has shifted, Doug. In that first half, Iona, a lot of uncontested shots. Right now, Niagara is doing a good job contesting all shots put up by Iona.
Tough to handle. Dublin able to beat the clock. English gets the loose ball and puts it in.
That's a tough break for Niagara. They did everything right on that defensive possession except secure the ball after the miss by Niagara. Excuse me, Iona.
That's 20 points for English, junior from Wilmington, Delaware. Suber the foul on the illegal screen. Well, back on December 6th.
You see the pictures of both Coach Lade, and you look at Hubie Brown. Kelvin Murphy. I mean, it's just unbelievable. The history here, it's unbelievable. And what an awesome honor.
You know who else was here? Didn't have any connection to Niagara other than a great affection for his old boss, Frank Layden. It was Norm Sloan. Traveled by Dixon. So you have one of the all-time great coaches, the winningest coach in Jazz history, who replaced Frank Layden, was hired by Frank Layden. He also made the trip from Utah to be here for the big night.
I'll tell you what, I probably a good trivia question, but I doubt there's any other school that can boast that list of coaches and guys that have had that type of impact on not just NBA basketball, but just basketball in general.
Unfortunately, Larry Costello, the other NBA coach from Niagara who we featured, passed away a number of years ago, so he was the one person unable to make the December celebration. David Lowry around the rim and out. Is Iona settling a bit too much now for three?
Absolutely, and now they're doing what Niagara did early in this game, where nothing going to the basket. They're settling for jumpers, and that plays right into Niagara.
Meanwhile, at this end, Niagara, in your opinion, just needs to keep running the offense. Scott off the mark on the three. Dixon over the back for the foul.
Well, you can hear right now Coach Casey screaming at his team to keep the ball moving, and I think that's been the issue for them on offense. And they drive the ball to the hole. Look, basketball's a simple game. Do what's working for you. Drive the ball to the hole. Make it easy for yourself. If you penetrate and kick out for a three comes off of that, that's fine. But you cannot shoot quick threes contested early in the shot clock.
You can get that shot anytime. Why take it with 25 on the shot clock when you can get it anytime? David Lowry is the pre-season player of the year in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference, but he misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Myers. Long rebound comes down to the freshman, Cedric Casimir. And he's got a chance for a three-point play. Does Mr. English.
And this is a pro move right here, and this is why he's going to play at the next level. He heard us talking about him settling for jumpers. That time, decided to drive the ball to the hole, and this is just great body control, finish with the left, and one. A.J. English, one of the best guards in the country.
Albert James English III. His father was a star at Virginia Union back in the day, and spent a couple of years in the NBA with the old Washington Bullets. Perhaps his son will follow that path. And asking the folks from Iona earlier today, Malcolm, who has been the MVP of this team between Lowry and English, and I got multiple answers. There's no definitive answer. One night it's one of these guys. Another night it might be the other. Tonight we're seeing them both very good on the offensive end. Tip in good for the Purple Eagles. Reed into double figures. David Lowry well short, and then he commits the foul. That's his third and number 5 against Iona, still with 9:29 on the clock.
At the onset of this game, Doug, it felt like Niagara was not going to be in this one. They've done a nice job maintaining contact, getting it done on defense, and then when they've had their opportunities driving the ball to the hole, they've been able to finish.
Malcolm, Iona's lead grew to as much as 16 in the first half, but Niagara has cut it to as little as 3 here in the second. Good ball movement to find Snowden.
Really impressed with Snowden. We talked about it at the tip. Leads his team in almost every stat and showing a lot of leadership. That time knocking down a big 3 for Niagara.
Lowry. He just has a knack of getting to the basket.
And it's just rare you see a guy that big move so well. He moves almost like a 2-guard, but he goes about 6'8", 6'9", and very solid player.
Reed had it taken away by Casimir. Nifty move, couldn't finish though. Hines had it for a moment. Reed back with it for Niagara. This is Scott. Lowry with the 3 fouls, able to defend and get the ball. English. Looked like he'd gotten by Davis, but Deron Davis able to poke it away from behind.
Very fortunate he did, because otherwise A.J. English would have had a clear path to the lane.
Scott and Reed receive a nice round of applause. By the way, the students are still on break here, so the student section, which is the end zone to our right, essentially empty this evening. The kids won't be back for a few more days. Just under 8 minutes left in regulation. First place Iona getting all it can handle from the Purple Eagles. English from midway between the top of the key and the center circle. And there's another questionable shot. Niagara hangs around. English heads to the bench.
End this game. Snowden very impressive in this game.
And true to form, leads the team in scoring, second in rebounding, has a couple of assists, a couple of steals, and has knocked down a couple of 3-pointers. Blackman for 3. A.J. English pulls it down. Double pass off to Hines, who just flipped it up wildly off the glass. Davis to the trailing Snowden into the corner. Blackman could have taken the shot. Instead he attacks. And it's Niagara ball as English gets tied up with one of the Purple Eagles, Suber. Nice job by the two of them to make sure they just untangled.
And I like the decision by Blackman not to settle for that 3. He's 1 for 5 in the game, realizing he's not knocking him down. Don't settle for a jumper. Try to get the ball to the hole. Good decision.
Shot clock did not reset. So we've got 16 left on this possession for the Purple Eagles. Five to shoot. Deron Davis to Snowden, who puts it up. Look at the hustle by Blackman. And David Lowry is still on the ground. Now finally back to his feet. As play continues, he clutches his lower back. Preseason MAC Player of the Year in some sort of pain or discomfort as play continues. Off to Blackman. And he is fouled by Casimir. You see Lowry limping.
On this possession right here, this is just great hustle by Blackman. Really impressed with his energy and effort. And those are winning plays right there. You're trying to get back into this game and come up with a big offensive rebound for your team. Good work by Blackman.
And so a 2-shot foul for Blackman. That was the 6th team foul against the visitors.
Blackman, a pretty good free throw shooter, close to 80% on the year. Knocked down 2 big ones. Kept this deficit to 6 minutes to go in this game.
He kind of came as a package deal. He followed Coach Casey from LIU Post. He played his first year of college basketball for the Division II school on Long Island. And then transferred here to Western New York. Lowry, clear path to the basket, goes to the reverse. Nice job by Snowden to change that shot. And since he did not catch the iron, the shot clock remains at 13.
This is good help right here. Go for a steal, you don't get it. The help comes over and really forced Lowry into a difficult up and under move.
English from the corner. possession ball game. Quick answer as always. Mayo.
With Iona, you don't even have the time to talk about the previous possession because they are off to the races, make or miss, and transition.
Myers off the mark. Casimir. And just like that again, second time in the second half, Malcolm, Niagara's cut it to 3. And back-to-back quick baskets gives Iona a little breathing room again. And also prompts a timeout to come from the Niagara bench.
Doug, when you scout
Iona Gale.
Oh my goodness. I mean, those numbers are unbelievable right there. Over 80 points per game. And you can see how they do it. Make or miss, they get up. And the thing that's impressive, Doug, is that they shoot a high percentage and they're all good shots.
Davis with the putback. Redshirt freshman from Philadelphia draws Niagara back within a half dozen. Puts it on the deck, off the window and in.
Well, that's not bad defense by Reed. That's a tough runner in the lane. Sometimes good offense is better than good defense, and then that was the case on that play right there. Reed did everything he possibly could do. Just a better move.
Lowry certainly seems to be moving free and easy after having some sort of pain and discomfort in his lower back a couple of minutes ago. Left in regulation. 7 on the shot clock. Amaya had it stripped away, and then the tie-up. Iona will keep possession on the arrow, and they'll have it when we
handle. He really moves like a 2-guard, so a really difficult matchup. I don't care what league you're in. MAC, ACC, he's a phenomenal player.
Except when he has the ball in his hands, he still seems to have a little bit of a limp. Davis no. Ball tapped back to English. 2:40 on the clock. English and Mayo, Hines, Lowry, and Casimir. 5 on the floor for the Gales. From New Rochelle, New York. Casimir spins and is fouled on the reach-in by Blackman.
Doug, I know we've been talking a lot about Lowry and English, but Casimir's been equally impressive in this game. He's hit some threes. Very good defender and also a guy that's been able to get to the hole. Another impressive player on this Iona club.
Yeah, and as impressive as anything for the freshman guard. No turnovers, 4 assists, 3 steals. ACC Sunday Night Basketball continues from Chapel Hill when Marcus Page leads the 15th-ranked Tar Heels up against the Hokies. It's Virginia Tech, North Carolina, Sunday, 6:30 on ESPNU. Casimir gets a pair. He's now got 13 points. That is just a shade under his season average. It's an uptick from the last 3 games. The freshman from Stamford, Connecticut, had seen a decline in his production. But you'll see those things out of freshmen especially.
Tonight he's been under control, been really impressed. Does not look like a freshman out on the court.
If it's on Lowry, which it is, that's his 4th. Tim Cluse, his head coach, just raises his hand saying why. So now with 2:05 to go, Iona up 10, but its leading scorer 1 foul away from disqualification.
And there's really no need for that. Niagara really has not shot the ball that well from the perimeter.
Here's a play a few minutes ago where Lowry went down hard and came up holding his back. And he certainly has not moved with the same fluidity since. Although, again, it seems like when the ball is in his hands, it doesn't hurt quite so much.
No, but it certainly was an awkward fall, and sometimes those are the falls that wind up being more serious. So you hope that it's nothing that's going to bother him long term. They certainly need and want his production out on the court.
There he is dribbling the ball into the front court. Iona playing this game tonight without its 14-point per game scorer, Isaiah Williams. Not in the lineup because of a foot injury, listed as day-to-day.
So this is a 6'9" forward out at the top of the key, handling the ball like a point guard. So just in a
tremendous senior class that has now moved on, and Emi Andujar is the one who's leading the way on the court for the Jaspers. English turned it over. 1:40 to play in regulation. Davis hits the three. Timeout, Niagara. I don't know who was hanging on the rim, but they are underway and playing in that ball game down in Buffalo. Last check, Canisius led Siena 32-17.
That's got to be more rare than a hole in one, shattering a backboard. My goodness.
To Hines, and he gets the roll.
Beautiful find by Casper. Again, does not play like a freshman. That's a beautiful penetration dump off with the shot clock winding down.
In and out. Blackman, though, with the putback. The foul against Hines allows Niagara to get another point on the board from the line.
I love Blackman's energy. That's 2 or 3 times now we've seen in the second half him keeping plays alive, crashing the offensive glass. That's just great effort and energy.
Blackman with 12 points. Make it 13. Snowden leads Niagara with 15. Muhammad lost it. Niagara with numbers. Snowden. That will have cut it to 1. Look at them fight for the basketball. Muhammad just will not let go, even though the whistle has sounded. And they will peel the players off of the floor. Talk about the worst foul shooter for Iona. There really aren't any bad foul shooters. This is a tremendous foul shooting team. Pass comes in. Blackman goes down, and he was fouled at midcourt by Amaya.
You like Amaya's aggression, but
Fairfield. Blackman makes the first free throw. And the rest of it. There's the biggest rivalry probably in the league between Manhattan and Iona, and then the 3 Jersey schools not far from each other. Blackman hits a pair of huge free throws. This is the closest they've been since the first 2 minutes of the ball game.
This is going to come down to Iona inbounding the ball. And then it looks like they're going to have to knock down some free throws, but great job by Niagara denying the inbounds pass for Iona. And then he's been able to knock down some jumpers.
Mayo gets it into Lowry, who had it poked away. And Niagara's got the basketball. 30 seconds left. Snowden for the lead. My goodness. Without a timeout, can the Gales make one more bucket? English drives, draws the contact, and indeed, Iona back in front.
Well, Doug, if you want to be called a big-time player, this is what you do. Great hustle, energy, and effort by Niagara. Snowden's been the guy for the team. Knock down the 3. Bang, you're up 1. But then A.J. English, I call him one of the best guards in the country, right back at you, and 1 situation. I got this. Beautiful play by A.J. English.
And Snowden who committed the foul. Big free throw here to make it a 2-point game. 26 points for the junior from Wilmington, Delaware. Does Niagara have any more magic left? Karan Davis can't tie the game. Rebound Iona, but English stepped on the baseline. So Niagara's still alive. Got to get it in. They do to Snowden for the lead on the right side.
Wow.
English flashes to the ball. He's got it with 8.5 seconds. Hounded by Davis. 4 seconds. 3. English goes down hard, and a foul is called with 2.3 remaining.
Well, I would like to see it on the replay. I was blocked from this angle right here, but that certainly is a big break for Iona. It looked like A.J. English had lost the ball. Good defense. Yeah, I don't know about that one right there. That's just two guys going after the ball. The referees gave him a foul, but that is a huge break for Iona.
And so it's a 2-shot foul for A.J. English. 78% this season. Tonight he is 4 for 6 from the line, and you can see Coach Casey not happy with that foul call against Wesley.
I would agree with Coach Casey on this one right here. I think that's a difficult call in that situation right there.
(79-79). By 1. No timeouts remaining. Karan Davis for the win. Iona survives.